I'm Zach Snyder, and this right here is my 2003 Pontiac Grand Prix GT Limited Edition. I bought this car as a replacement for my tired 1998 Toyota Corolla LE, which I miss dearly. Nevertheless, the Corolla passed its torch on as my daily driver to this car 1 year ago. Hard to believe. Wow. Not long after I bought the car, I had filmed a video and then a couple months later uploaded it as a little intro to show this car off to my friends. The video ended up gathering a bit more attention than just my friends. So since a lot of y'all like this car, I thought I'd give y'all a little update to show that I'm not dead and the car's not dead. Here she is in her present form after daily driving it for a year. Safe to say that I've driven this car almost every day. 60 miles per day, 5 days a week. I go from my house out in Kettering to my college, if it's not obvious, out in Cedarville. She is a great highway star, rides so nice and smoothly until a swift truck starts blocking the left lane. She's pretty good on some of the mildly windy country roads I take to get to college. Could use some suspension upgrades. We'll get to that later. Otherwise, she sees less use during the summer. Driven her to my summer job and back. The big thing was a 300-mile road trip in total up to Norwalk, Ohio for the Pontiac Nationals. I knew it was my duty as a first-time Pontiac owner to take this car up there. Now, 1 year later, she has accumulated around 52,000 miles. That is 10,000 miles additionally from when I bought it. Wow, how dare I ruin an old car by using it for what it's supposed to be used for, to be driven. Now, what all has changed since I first bought the car? I think the elephant in the room is the yellowing, you might say. In as good as condition as it was, and still is, the brake calipers and rotors, as well as the suspension, were quite shabby and rusty. No, the shock towers are not rotting, it was just the flat parts of the shock absorber assembly. This past summer, I took it upon me to paint the calipers, the rotors, and the suspension. Painted the non-contact surfaces of the rotor a nice silver. Unfortunately, the rust looks to be peeking its ugly head through again. Seems to be only so much prep work you can do with those. And the calipers, they still look great. Happy with how they turned out. I did try to film a video on this whole ordeal, but it never got uploaded because I felt it was a little rushed together, much like the video I'm filming now, right in the middle of my engineering school studies. Fun. Also to be noted is these Reflective Concepts front and rear lettering inlays. Of course, got them in yellow, as well as the Grand Prix name on all the limited edition badges, painted a Model Master Daytona yellow model paint. Probably not the greatest thing to have used. It works, though. A loss was my right blue tinted glass limited edition fog light. What happened? Well, I was passing a dump truck on a highway one morning on my way to school, heard a crash, and waved it off. That night, I noticed the damage. Ugh. In its replacement, I bought a normal stock plastic clear fog light, as well as another on the other side to make it look symmetrical. To be honest, I wasn't really a fan of the blue tint anyway, plus the plastic fog lights probably contribute to a little weight reduction in the front. Kind of a win, kind of a loss. Can't quite decide. Oh well. Oh well. Unrelated to the dump truck ordeal, my left headlight started to slowly develop a crack and eventually let moisture into it. Along with the fog light purchase, I decided to purchase a new left headlight. It looks great. Then the side marker is now letting in moisture. Wow, you really can't win in life, can you? Since this is my daily driver and I don't have a winter beater, bought this car to replace a perfect winter beater because I'm an idiot, I have run undercoating on the car. Put some Blaster surface shield on the outside of the underbody, along the pinch welds right here, most importantly, along the inside of the fender. Going to up my game and try fluid film on the cavities this time around. Hopefully prevent that infamous W-body pinch weld rust that our Impala had died of, I think. Interior, I'd say, is the same as when I bought the car. Would have loved to have wrapped some of these trim pieces with some fake carbon fiber. However, given how much money I spent on my aesthetic tweaks on this car over the summer, I think it'd be wise to start saving for something mechanical and practical. Car had come with a set of 2 floor mats. Got the nice mats in here right now. Probably should change them out soon, given the winter is coming. I love these two-tone leather and cloth seats. It's got a sleek looking outside and a comfortable inside. I honestly prefer cloth seats over leather anyway. You could say I am the cloth enjoyer versus the average leather fan. The lights still all light up, most of them. This one's just starting to go out. And my radio light has officially gone out. A bummer that the light is long out of production and the occasional new old stock one that shows up on the internet is like 30 bucks. Bose sound system sounds awesome. It's certainly great for playing some period correct Chevelle. Dash plaque from the Pontiac Nationals this year. Speaking of Pontiac Nationals and limited edition Grand Prix, I noticed that a number of these 97-03 Grand Prix had these limited edition gauge clusters as well as the blue tinted fog lights. I saw a 2000 Daytona that had them. Fellow that parked next to me, I think it was an 02 GTP. He had gotten his gauge cluster out of a limited edition. There was even a 96-94 Grand Prix that had the blue fog lights. What I find funny about that is that I was the only legit limited edition at that show. Under the hood, not much has changed. No mechanical upgrades or anything. Just pure bone stock. Another thing on the list of things that I broke was one of the old rotted out hood bumpers. However, these ones designed for 4th gen F bodies from Hawks came in clutch perfectly. The original ones for the Grand Prix are said to be out of production, though you cannot tell me that these are literally the same thing. They are. Changed the oil once back in the spring, currently running her on some full synthetic, probably due again sometime soon. An ongoing study of mine is how to make this car sound good. From stock, this car sounds okay, but when that rattly rasp occurs in the higher RPMs when revving, it's kind of all ruined. According to ZZP, it's because of this unequal length crossover pipe connecting both of the exhaust manifolds. They make something, they call it the equalizer, where the exhaust manifolds meet together, they come out right in the middle there, and then loop all the way around to the exhaust right there. Probably is better than what I got now. I think I'm gonna wait until I can find or build something myself that is vastly superior. That may or may not be why I am currently studying engineering right now. Speaking of which, how about we talk mods? I think it's definitely time to put my money into more productive things besides aesthetics, like my brake calipers. One of the things I was thinking and have been recommended is thicker front and rear stabilizer bars. Would certainly stiffen up the handling going around corners. Haven't picked one out yet and don't quite have the funds because I'm paying for college. Solid, hollow, honestly don't know. I think both have their advantages and disadvantages. I'll have to look a little more into that. I think mostly in the form of weight reduction. No lowering springs though. No, nada. That would destroy something called a suspension roll center, and I do not want to alter that because that would result in more body roll. Can't you tell I'm an engineering's doing it? Though even I'm different, as everybody in the engineering world wants to build all these boring fuel-efficient cars, and here I am wanting to mod these piece of crap Grand Prix. Next up would be brakes. This car is about 50,000 miles on her right now, and I think that it is probably time soon to replace the rotors and calipers. I was thinking maybe a power stop drilled and slotted rotor kit from Rock Auto. If you know anything about brake rotors, the drills and the slots are to help cool the brake down and reduce brake fade under high performance driving scenarios. Don't know how often I will get my car into those types of scenarios, so I don't know if it will just be a looks thing or what. I don't know. I just want to make a wise decision. Anyone else got any recommendations?
Lastly, I forgot to mention I'd like to get an SLP GTX with the working RAM air box. Something both aesthetic and functional to my liking. Unfortunately, it's rare and or either pricey to find one in my color or paint one in my color. So it'll be a while.
It'll probably be another 5 years before I put a rebuilt L67 into this thing, and another 5 after that before I completely cut up the underbody of the car and redesign the suspension geometry and rear-wheel drive swap it and put an Atlas 4200 in it. Yeah, that's honestly what I want to do with this car. You can't stop me. Alright all, I think that's about all I have to say for this car for now. Despite it being a bit of a sheep in wolf's clothing, it's a great car. It's nice and reliable, rides great in the highway. Definitely could use a little re-engineering in the future to make it the performance car that it looks like. For now, it serves my taste. It's nice, it's practical, love the fact that it's a 4-door. What all do you want to see next? If I do some mechanical modifications, I like to see if I can get around to filming videos of those. Of course, my life schedule is a lot more important, so maybe, maybe not. Summer detailing video, yeah, I'll see if I can try to do one that's actually not rushed together. I cannot promise. Drive this car off a cliff. What else? I think that's all I have to say.
And that's all I have to say about that.
I'm Zack Snyder, and I am telling you to stay safe out there. It's a crazy world. It is. It is.